Massachusetts. This court is now in session. Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, before the court today, we have the continuation of the jury trial in the matter of Commonwealth versus Lindsay Clancy. Ms. Clancy is present. She is represented by Attorney Kevin Reddington, and the Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Sprague and Assistant District Attorney Shannon Buckingham.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone again. So what I want to do is just kind of go through first. I'm going to ask you those couple of questions, make sure that everybody was able to follow my instructions. Then I'm going to go over today's schedule and maybe discuss a little bit about the week's schedule, so you kind of have an idea where we're going with this. So the first, let me ask those questions. Excuse me. The first question: has any member of the jury read, seen, or heard anything about this case that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial as a juror in this case? No. The next question: is there any other serious matter or concern bearing on your service as a juror that anybody needs to bring to my attention at this time? All right. Again, thank you for following those instructions. Now, the schedule that we're going to follow today is we're going to continue with the case with the Commonwealth's witness who was on the stand Monday. And then we're going to take today be a little bit, might be broken up a little bit. There may be a couple of breaks that we have to take during the course of that, but we'll try and keep those to a minimum. But we're going to take a break at 1 o'clock, and then we'll come back this afternoon, and we'll probably go to sometime between 3 and 4. All right. Hopefully, I think tomorrow will be pretty much the same schedule. Tomorrow's Thursday. And then Friday, we are planning to go on that view. All right. And as a judge, I can control a lot of things, but I can't control the weather. All right. And so we've checked. It looks like the weather should be fine in regards to do this, but we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But that's just in case I forget about that. That's what we're going to do. So on Friday, you may want to make sure you have a jacket with your comfortable shoes. But we'll go into that a little bit more. So that's the schedule that we anticipate for the rest of the week. So on Friday, when we do the view, we'll come back. We usually generally do that in the morning. And then we'll come back and we'll probably go to, again, probably around 3 or 4 if we can. All right. And then on Friday, I'll discuss with you the next week's schedule and kind of where we are in the timeline of this case. All right. So I'll try and keep you up to date as best I can in regards to the case. But like I said, there may be some unanticipated breaks here and there that we're going to have to take. So with that, we're going to return now to the Commonwealth's case. The Commonwealth had a witness on the stand at that time. And I'm going to ask Ms. Sprague if you could recall that witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We recall Patrick Clancy.
I want you to watch your steps before you get in the jury.
Please raise your right hand. Please solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give to the court and the jury in the matter now pending between the Commonwealth and the defendant, the bar, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. You may have a seat.
All right. Good morning, sir. All right. Ms. Sprague.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
So on Monday, I had asked you some questions about the Surface Pro that you and the defendant had in your home and had access to, and about whether you had looked at a site on suicide methods on August 22nd. If I could ask you, did you look at a site for suicide methods on August 23rd, 2022?
I don't believe so.
And I had also asked you on Monday about when you were leaving the home on the night of January 24th, 2023, your observations of Lindsay and the children. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And you had testified that you observed Dawson on the couch eating, I believe you said chicken nuggets and green beans. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you recall, if you're facing the couch, where he was on the couch?
If I were facing the couch, he would be to the right.
To the right, okay. And showing you a photograph of the living room where there are some bowls on the couch. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the couch looked that night?
Yeah.
We could have this photo marked as the next exhibit.
All right. Any objection?
No, of course not.
That may be admitted.
Now, as you're getting ready to leave the house to head out to get the takeout, did Lindsay say anything to you?
Nothing specific that I can recall, just other than maybe goodbye.
Do you recall something about discussing something about CVS with her?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did she say about CVS?
She wanted me to pick up some stool softener for Cora.
And she hadn't mentioned that earlier in the text, correct?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So as you're leaving, she asked you to make a second or another stop while you're out. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in response to that request, did you ask her to do something?
I don't remember.
I could show you page 77, lines 23 and 24, if you could just read those to yourself.
Yeah, I told her to text it to me, which she did.
I'm sorry, so that refresh your memory and
Yep.
asked her to text it to you?
Yep.
And did she do so?
She did.
And was that at approximately 5:15 p.m. that she texted PDLX?
Sounds correct.
So your two stops then that night were going to be CVS and the 3V restaurant, correct?
Yes.
Where did you go first?
CVS.
And do you remember the route that you took to get there?
Yeah, I went out our driveway, took a right on Winter Street, and then took a left on the main road and went to CVS.
So it's a pretty direct route from your house to CVS?
Yeah.
You have the map. Just going to have you look at the screen, if you would, to a map. And coming into this red dot here, is that the approximate location of your home at 47 Summer Street?
Yeah.
And then looking at this pink dot here next to Big Y, is that where the CVS is located?
Yes.
And that's the CVS you went to that night?
Yes.
About how long did it take you to get there?
3 minutes.
And when you got to CVS, did you go inside?
Yes.
Okay. And what section did you go to in CVS?
I think it was pediatrics.
If we could pull up the CVS video. I'm going to ask you to look at the video here. Is that you entering the store?
Yeah.
Okay. And that section you head to on the right, is that the pediatric medication section?
Yeah.
Okay. And while you're in that section, looking for the medication, do you do something?
I called Lindsay
And why did you call Lindsay?
because what we were looking for wasn't there. The shelves were pretty empty. It was still during COVID.
I'm sorry, what?
It was during COVID, so
Okay, so, and was that call at about approximately 5:33 p.m.?
yeah.
Okay. And then, did she answer the call?
Yes.
She entered when you called her?
Actually, I think she didn't at first. She called back.
Okay. And did you receive a call back from her about a minute later at 5:34 p.m.?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And can you describe that phone call for us?
It was very brief. I just said, I think there was a generic brand, and I said, is this one okay? And she said, yeah, that's fine.
And what was her demeanor during the call?
She was pretty quiet. It sounded like she was busy. I remember hanging up thinking she's probably in the middle of giving baths or something like that.
So it sounded to you like she was in the middle of something?
Yeah.
Were you able to understand her when she spoke to you?
Yeah.
And did she seem to understand what you were saying?
Yes.
And she didn't seem to have any trouble recalling why you were at CVS or what you were looking for?
That's correct.
And did you, in fact, purchase some Pedialyx at CVS?
Yes.
Did you purchase anything else while you were there?
I bought a pack of Skittles.
Just showing you a receipt here from CVS. Does this appear to be an accurate description of what was purchased?
Yeah.
We could have the CVS receipt marked as the next exhibit, please.
All right. That may be admitted.
26. And then if we could have the original CVS video marked as an exhibit and the CVS timeline, a condensed version marked as the following exhibit.
Be 27 and 28.
We have the original marked as 27 and the timeline is 28, please.
It's 26, 27, and 28 is the mark.
All right. Thank you.
After you had made your purchases at CVS, where did you go next?
To 3V.
And do you remember the route you took to get there?
Yeah, I think I got on Route 3 South for just one exit, and then I got off and went straight to 3V.
And showing you the map again here on the screen. This green dot here on the bottom, is that where 3V restaurant is located?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd move to submit a copy, a digital copy of the map. We have it on the computer. I can make a hard copy.
All right. That may be admitted.
We can use empty case as a marker. Is it 29?
All right. Thank you.
We could pull up the 3V video, please. Now, sir, how long approximately did it take you to get from CVS to 3V?
Probably around 10 minutes.
And when you got to the 3V restaurant, did you go inside?
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you to watch the video on screen. At 5:54:15 p.m., is that you coming in behind that other couple there?
Yeah.
And what are you doing at that point when you're looking at the bags?
I think I was looking for the bag with my name on it.
Do you recall what you're doing on your phone at that time?
I don't. It could be work related. It could be anything.
And the order that was listed under your name and phone number, correct?
I think Lindsay ordered it.
Right, but do you recall whose name it was under when you picked it up?
I don't recall specifically, but it could have been mine.
show you a receipt here from 3V Restaurant for Mediterranean Power Bowl and scallop and pork belly risotto. You could just look at the name and the number on the receipt.
Yeah, that's my name and my number.
So that's your phone number?
Yep.
Okay. So although the defendant called in the order, your name and phone number were given and were given accurately, is that correct?
Correct.
If we could have the 3V video marked as the next exhibit.
Sure. That may be admitted. Yeah. Can I see counsel just very briefly?
I think have the receipt marked as the next exhibit.
All right. And subject to the court's order, that may be admitted.
Sir, after picking up the order at 3V, where did you go next?
Home.
And do you recall the route you took home?
Probably the same route, one exit on the highway, and then went home.
Okay. Do you recall approximately how long it took you to get home?
I would guess 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay. When you arrived home, where did you park?
In the driveway.
What type of car did you drive then?
A Chevy Silverado.
And was that a white pickup truck?
Yeah.
What kind of car did Lindsay drive then?
It was a Kia SUV.
And once you parked there, were both vehicles now in the driveway?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a series of photographs of the exterior of your home. You could just look through them and tell me if they accurately reflect how your home looked on January 24th, 2023.
Yeah, these are accurate.
You could have these photographs of the exterior of the home, front and back, marked sequentially as the next exhibits.
They may be admitted. Thank you.
It's 32 through 37, no, 38, so far.
Sir, showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 32. Is this the front of your house with the main door?
Yes.
And then showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 33. Where is this in relation to that main front door?
It's to the right.
And here, where the light is that a secondary entrance at the front of the house?
Yes.
Okay. And for the record, that's to the left of the garage.
Yeah.
Showing you Exhibit 34. Can you tell us what portion of the house this is?
It's to the left of the front door.
So if I'm facing the front door, it's to the left. There's a fence there, is that correct? And Exhibit 35, is that more of that same fence on the left?
Yes.
And then showing you Exhibit 36, is this looking at your backyard from that left side area where the fence is?
Yeah.
And then Exhibit 37, can you tell us what we're seeing here?
This is the back of the house and the window where Lindsay jumped out.
And Exhibit 38, is that a more direct view of that back of the house?
Yeah.
And so the window you referenced about Lindsay, is it this upper right top window?
Yeah.
And what is behind that window?
Our bedroom.
And the window to the left there in the middle, what room is that window in?
That's the upstairs bathroom.
And then the top window on the far left, what room is that for?
That was Dawson's bedroom.
Dawson's, okay. And then directly below the top right window, so the bottom far right window, what room is that window for?
The living room.
And then again, the middle window on the bottom level.
Downstairs bathroom.
And then that window on the far left there, is that the kitchen?
Yeah.
And on the far left of the photo where the sliding glass doors are, where does that lead into?
There's like a room off of the kitchen where there's a kitchen table.
When you got home and you parked your truck, how did you get into the home?
I went in through that side door.
The door that was to the left of the garage?
Yeah.
And what did you do once you got inside the home?
I started taking my boots off.
And did you have some bags with you from CVS and 3V?
Yeah.
Where did you place those?
On the kitchen island.
Show you a couple photos of that area where you came in. Just tell us if it accurately represents how they looked, that area looked on January 24th, please.
Yeah, that's accurate.
You could have these two photos marked with the next exhibit, please.
They may be minute.
Exhibits 39 and 40.
So we're showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 39. Can you tell us where the sliding glass doors are in this photograph?
They're to the left of the kitchen table.
So we have here the kitchen table, kind of in the center of the photograph, is that correct?
Yeah.
And so these are the sliding glass doors?
Yeah.
And where's the door that you came through?
To the right after the kitchen table.
Right here, next to the curtain?
Yeah.
And the door, when you're looking at the photo straight ahead, this door to the left of the mirror or the photo there, where does that lead?
The garage.
And then showing you Exhibit 40. Is that where you place the bags on the island in the kitchen?
Yeah.
When you came into the house and you were taking off your boots and putting things down, was there anything you noticed?
Yeah, the house was really quiet.
Was that unusual?
Yeah.
And when you realized it was really quiet, what did you do?
I called out
And who did you call out to?
everyone.
Did anyone answer?
No.
After you called out and no one answered, what did you do next?
I think I don't know the order, but I called down in the basement and no one answered. And then I called Lindsay to see if she was home because I looked out and I couldn't see her car, but it's because it was dark and her car's black.
Okay, so when you say you called down to the basement, when you approached the basement door, do you remember if it was open or shut?
It was shut.
So did you open it and yell down?
Yeah,
And there was no response?
correct.
And showing you a photo here, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the stairway down to the basement level?
Yeah.
You could have this marked as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 41.
Do you recall when you opened the door to yell down whether the light was on or off?
Yeah, it was on, but Lindsay always left the light on.
And you said you called Lindsay. Was that a phone call?
Yeah,
And was that at approximately 6:09 p.m.?
yeah,
And did she answer?
no.
After calling down the stairs to the basement, did you leave the door open or did you close it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I would think I closed it because I always try to keep it closed. I'm not sure.
Okay. And so after you called Lindsay and didn't get a response, what did you do next?
I started checking upstairs.
And where did you check upstairs?
First, the bathroom. I thought maybe they were taking baths, but there's no one there.
And then where did you go?
The kids' bedrooms.
Was there anyone in the kids' bedrooms?
No.
And then did you go to your bedroom?
Yeah.
And were you able to get into your bedroom right away?
No, the door was locked, and that's when I knew something was wrong.
And when you realized the door was locked, did you have a way to unlock it?
Yeah, the previous owners, when they installed the doorknobs, had these like these little keys that they taped to the back of each door. So I got the one from Cora's room, and I started unlocking the knob.
And when you unlocked the door to your bedroom, did you go in?
Yeah.
And what did you see when you opened the door and went in?
I just saw blood everywhere, and the window is open.
And showing you here a photo, is this the bed in your bedroom?
Yeah.
Now, the way the bed is in this photo, kind of pulled away from the wall and slightly askew or at an angle, is that the way it was typically?
No.
And when you left the bedroom that day for the last time prior to coming home later that night, was the bed in that position?
I don't think so.
You could have this photo marked as the next
That
exhibit.
may be admitted.
Exhibit 42.
And you said you saw the window, is that correct?
Yeah.
Was it open?
Yeah, there was wind blowing in.
Showing you a photo here. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the window looked?
Yeah.
Mark this the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 43.
Did you walk into the room and over to the window?
No.
How far into the room did you get?
Probably 1 or 2 steps, and then I immediately turned around and went outside.
And the blood that you saw, where was that located in the room?
It was everywhere. It was, it looked like it was sprayed almost with like a hose. And there was a huge puddle in the middle of the room, and it was sprayed all over pretty much every surface. I remember it was on the doorknob.
Okay. Showing you 3 photos. Do you recognize what's depicted there? And is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the room looked on January 24th, 2023?
Yeah.
We could have these 3 photos marked as the next 3 exhibits.
They may be admitted.
So showing you what's been marked Exhibit 44. Is this the entrance to the room, looking into the room?
Yeah.
And then Exhibit 45, is this mirror to the right of that bureau we were just looking at?
Yep.
And this area right here, is this the blood you were referring to?
Yeah, that's some of the blood.
And then in Exhibit 46, is that getting closer to the window?
Yeah.
And is that more of the blood that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Going back to Exhibit 42, there's no blood on the walls or on the bedding, correct?
On those walls and the bedding, correct.
Sir, were you aware that the defendant's phone was found on the bed in the bedroom that night?
Yeah.
They're showing you this phone with this light brown case. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Whose phone is it?
That was Lindsay's phone.
And is this the phone that she was consistently using between September of 2022 and, well, actually August of 2022 throughout the fall and into January of 2023?
Yeah.
You have this marked as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 47. Sir, after making those observations in the bedroom, what did you do next?
I ran downstairs and went outside.
And do you recall whether you went out the front door or the back door?
I went out the back door.
So that would be the sliders, is that right?
Yeah.
And where did you go from there?
I just looked around in the backyard below that window and I saw Lindsay.
And where did you see her?
She was face up in the backyard.
And where in the backyard was she?
At the bottom of the window.
And so, looking at Exhibit 38, you said this was the window, correct, the top right?
Correct.
Where was she in relation to that window?
Directly below it.
So down here by the window well?
Yeah.
For the record, I was pointing right below the bottom right window by the window well. I'll show you a photo of that window you were referring to. Is this the exterior view of that window to your bedroom that night?
Yeah.
We could have this marked as an exhibit, please.
Right, that may be admitted.
Exhibit 48. I'm showing you exhibit 48. So the window's open, correct?
Yes.
And the screen for the window is up, correct?
Yeah.
At any point in time that night or afterwards, did you notice that the screen was cut or broken in any way?
I didn't notice that, no.
And when you saw Lindsay on the ground there under the window, which direction was her body facing?
Her head was closer to the house. Her feet were away from the house.
Okay. And did you go to her?
Yeah.
And did you observe any injuries?
Yes.
And what did you see?
She had deep cuts on her wrists, and she had a red line across her neck. I wasn't sure what it was at first, but she cut her neck.
And do you recall that these wounds weren't actively bleeding at the time?
I later learned that I said that on the 911 call.
And when you observed these wounds, is it correct that the 911 operator asked you or instructed you to apply pressure if needed?
I don't recall the whole call, but I believe that's probably true.
Okay. And you didn't at the time feel the need to apply pressure to any of those wounds, correct?
Correct.
Did you say anything to Lindsay when you found her in that state?
Yeah, I said, what happened?
And what was her response?
She said, I tried to kill myself.
Did you ask her anything else?
I said, where are the kids?
And what was her response?
She said, they're in the basement.
And at that time, she didn't tell you that they needed help or they were in danger or they were injured, correct?
Correct.
And so you mentioned talking to someone on 911. At what point did you call 911?
I don't know the exact time, but it took a few minutes because my phone was switching between Wi-Fi and 911. So I almost just started calling out for the neighbors, but eventually it went through.
Okay. So you had some difficulty connecting, but eventually you connected to the 911 operator?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you stay on the phone with them while they were sending people to respond?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're on the phone with 911, are they asking you questions and you're responding with information about her condition?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you could just look at the screen here, is this the model of the first floor of your home?
Yes.
Okay. And so we have here the sliding glass doors. Where would the basement door be in this model?
Directly below the stairs.
So now that it's flipped around, is this the door to the basement right here?
Yeah.
For the record, that's the door across from the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
And then, how long approximately, and I know you weren't looking at your watch or anything like that, but can you estimate for us how long it took for first responders to arrive?
4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. And during that time, are you continuing to try to talk to Lindsay?
Yeah.
Is she responding?
She was in and out of consciousness.
Okay. Was she breathing on her own?
I believe so.
Okay. And you're communicating information to the 911 operators, and are they giving you, advice on how to deal with the situation as it progresses?
Yeah.
Okay. Once emergency personnel arrive, what do?
I immediately got up and ran to the basement.
Okay. And do you still have the phone on you? You're still on the 911 call?
Yeah, I didn't realize it at the time, but I did.
Okay. And have you look at this model here on the screen. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of the setup of your basement?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can just describe the rooms for us, what the purpose of each room was.
So the room in the back left was my office. The room with the black rubber mat is the gym. And then there's the living room to the right of that. And then the back right is just an area of the living room. And then there's a bathroom next to that.
So when you come down those stairs that night, which direction did you go?
I immediately went left.
And when you went left, what did you see?
I saw Cora.
And how did she look?
She had a band around her neck.
And was that an exercise band?
Yeah.
And do you recall whether she was, what position she was in, whether face up or face down?
She's face down.
And when you saw her in that condition, what did you do?
I immediately ran over and tried to take the band off.
Were you able to get the band off?
Yeah.
And do you recall how you got the band off?
I think I untied it.
And when you say untied it, was it in a knot that you had to, put everything down and unknot it, or how was it tied?
I'm not sure I fully remember.
Do you recall describing it previously as when you initially tie your shoes but then don't do the bow?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And was she responsive?
No.
And what did you see or do next?
I saw Callan.
And where was he?
He was next to her.
And how did he appear?
He had a band around his neck.
Sorry?
He had a band around his neck.
And did you remove that as well?
Yeah.
And do you recall what position he was in?
Same as Cora.
And looking at the model here, if you could just tell us, where was Cora?
The left of the couch.
So would that be this area here that I'm pointing to, in between the bureau and the couch?
Yeah.
And where was Callan?
To her left.
So would that be more over here towards the chair and the bureau?
Yeah.
After you removed the band from Callan's neck, what did you do next?
I tried to find Dawson.
And where did you go?
I looked in the bathroom and on the other side of the couch, and then I went to the other side of the basement, and he was in my office.
And when you saw Dawson, what condition was he in?
I knew he was gone.
And did he also have a band around his neck?
Yeah.
And did you remove that band?
Yeah.
And looking at the office here, where was he located within the office?
Just to the left of the door when you went in.
Just in this area here, right inside the door?
Yeah.
So we may approach briefly.
Yeah, please.
Now, after finding Dawson and taking off the band, what happened next?
I think I was back and forth. I think I went to try to help Cora.
Did you try to give her CPR?
Yeah.
At some point in time, do the first responders make their way down to the basement?
Yeah.
And do they take over care of the children?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
They sent me upstairs.
Okay. And at this point, Your Honor, I'd move to submit the 911 call as the next exhibit.
That may be allowed pursuant to the earlier order.
Cora, Dawson, and Callan removed from the home and taken to a hospital.
Yeah.
Was that Beth Israel Deaconess in Plymouth?
Yeah.
Did you also go to that location?
Yeah.
And at the hospital, were you able to see your children?
Yeah.
And was Callan then transported to Children's Hospital?
Yeah.
Did anyone ever tell you not to leave your kids alone with Lindsay?
No.
In January of 2023, did Lindsay ever tell you that she wanted to harm your children?
No.
Did she ever tell you she was going to kill your children?
No.
Did you receive, a few days after this happened, did you receive a phone call from the defendant while she was at Brigham and Women's Hospital?
I think it was like a week or so after, yeah.
And what did the defendant say at that time about what had happened with the children?
She didn't talk about our kids. She talked about what she went through.
And what did she say about what she went through?
She said she heard a man's voice telling her that if she didn't do it now, she would lose her chance or something like that.
And did she also tell you that she had had a moment of psychosis?
I don't recall.
Did she mention the children at all during that call?
I don't think so. I mean, not directly.
Had she ever mentioned psychosis to you before?
No, I didn't know what psychosis was until after this happened.
Did she ever tell you she was hearing a man's voice before?
No.
If I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
I have no further questions for this witness.
All right.
I just have exhibits
All
after.
right. Counsel, can I see just briefly, sidebar?
the witness could be
All right.
excused.
So you can be excused, subject to recall at a later point today. Thank you, sir. All right, Commonwealth?
Your Honor, at this point, I would move to submit some evidence. First, would be the clothing Cora Clancy was wearing the night of January 24th, 2023. First, the pajama pants. Pajama shirt. And then the pink robe. We could have these marked as one exhibit.
They may be admitted. Thank you.
And then Dawson's clothing. We have dinosaur underwear for the record. And a gray t-shirt or shirt, long sleeve shirt. Could have this as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
And then Callan's pajamas. As the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Yellow exercise band found with Dawson. Can I have this as the next exhibit, please?
That may be admitted.
Black exercise band found with Cora. Could I have this as the next exhibit, please?
That may.
And then the blue exercise band found with Callan. We could have this as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Your Honor, we would ask that the 911 call be played.
All right. All right. Members of the jury, I just kind of wanted to give you, all right. Sometimes in a trial, evidence that is introduced that produces in jurors an emotional response. For example, it's understandable to feel sympathy and empathy when you hear or see certain evidence. But as jurors who have taken an oath to follow the law, I'm instructing you that the law says you must separate any emotional reaction on your part from the informational value and weight of the evidence. You must not be influenced in any way by the unpleasant nature of some of the evidence, including testimony, including exhibits. And so you must find the facts, in this case, based only on the evidence. And so you can't find facts or base your decision on sympathy, anger, passion or prejudice or pity for or against either side. Rather, your verdict must be based solely on the evidence that is introduced in this case and my instructions and any other limiting instructions. And I'll go into that, but I just kind of wanted to remind you of that as we go through this. All right, at this point, we're going to play the exhibit, which is, I believe, the 911 call. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I want to remind everyone that there is a order entered by the court regarding this matter. It's not to be recorded. It's not to be broadcast. And it's not to be reproduced in any way, subject to any sanctions that would go along with the violation of that court order. So I just kind of remind everybody, and that order applies to the media and applies to the public. So I just kind of wanted to remind everybody in regards to that. So with that, Commonwealth?
Jurors, close your notebooks, place them on the chairs. Follow me, please.
My drugs go.
Jurors of exit to the courtroom. The court's in session. Please be seated.
We'll be in recess at this time.
Thank you.
Court, all rise.
You're watching the trial of Lindsay Clancy, the Duxbury mother accused of killing her 3 children. The trial is taking a short break. We'll be right back.
You're watching WBZ News.
The next phase in the Citgo sign relocation project kicks off today. This morning, the team behind the big move is going to share an updated timeline for the completion of the project and the relighting of the iconic sign. It went dark back in May and was taken apart piece by piece to be moved 120 feet across the same Beacon Street rooftop. It will also be raised 30 feet higher to make sure it is visible when taller buildings are constructed nearby. Up next, how your genetic makeup could influence your appetite and the impact that could have on your health.
You're watching WBZ News.
Well, if you have a sweet tooth, it may actually run in your family. According to researchers at Mass General Hospital, some people have genes that cause them to crave or overeat sweet or fatty foods. People with the genetic sweet tooth do have a higher risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes. They often eat about 7 grams more of sugary foods than those without that gene. Still to come in our next half hour, a growing problem for one local farmer, why she thinks more people are abandoning their roosters on her property.
Now, streaming on CBS News Boston, WBZ News Mornings continues with your top stories.
Right now on CBS News Boston, our rain is creeping into the area. Our flash flooding risk really starts to peak heading into the later morning and afternoon. We'll time it all out in my forecast in just a few.
Plus, we'll hear from Christian Gonzalez for the first time since Pats owner Robert Kraft addressed his contract negotiations. And the Red Sox newest recruit is officially on the injured list. What we know about his condition this morning. Welcome back. I'm Paula Eben. We're in a weather alert as we brace for heavy rain and the potential for flooding. Let's check in with Jacob Wyckoff to see which areas will be hit the hardest. Jacob?
Yeah, so Paula, I think that the Worcester Hills will likely be locally probably the hardest hit with some of these. heavier downpours. We could see localized amounts over 4 inches. When you talk about that, over just a short amount of time, flash flooding starts to become likely. So a flood watch has been posted through Wednesday night. We do have the highest chance of 4 to 6 inches through the Worcester Hills, the higher elevations, and then into the Berkshires, the capital region. There have already been some reports out of Albany of some flash flooding being observed, picking up over 7 inches, 8 inches in some spots. And the text within that flash flood warning actually calls it life-threatening flash flooding occurring in the capital region there near Albany. You see the bands moving closer to us. We're on borrowed time for sure. You see those setting up, and where they set up, there will be those torrential tropical downpours moving into the area. So we're going to hold on to the rain chance through the mid to late morning, right on into the afternoon. The fire hose of moisture plugged right into the ocean, bringing that available water right over land. And it is going to open up on us and bring us quite a bit of rainfall. We're talking 1 to 4 inches of rain. Notice we've highlighted parts of the Worcester Hills as a place that could pick up the most. Don't take this as gospel, but just an approximation of the type of rainfall that we could see through tomorrow morning in the next 24 hours. 67 right now, our dew points very muggy outside. On our way to the upper 60s and low 70s for today. Rain will be heavy at times, especially over the next 6 or so hours. We'll have another check of this part of the forecast in just a few minutes. Paula.
All right, we'll see you then. Jacob, thanks so much. This morning, a race against time to save people trapped following the powerful earthquake in Japan, as the newest numbers confirm that at least 18 people are dead following the massive quake. Jared Hill of CBS has the latest.
Homes flattened in Japan's Kumamoto prefecture following Monday's 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Shoppers raced out of a mall that partially collapsed after the building was rocked by an explosion after the quake. Everyone but employees had evacuated. While some have been rescued, authorities say others are still unaccounted for. Wednesday morning, Japan's prime minister called it a race against time. Eyewitnesses reported smelling gas before the explosion. Authorities say investigations are ongoing. The mall had just reopened last month after rebuilding from a deadly earthquake a decade ago. Monday's quake had roads shaking, sparked fires in buildings, and sent this cat scurrying for safety with just seconds to spare. Even the centuries-old Kumamoto castle was damaged. It came crashing down all at once, this man said. It really shocked me. About 10% of the world's earthquakes stronger than a magnitude 6 happen in Japan, with its location on the tumultuous Ring of Fire. The country has strict building codes in place to prevent mass casualties. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is set to testify before Congress today as part of an investigation into the origins of COVID. The now retired doctor was subpoenaed by Republican Senator Rand Paul, who has publicly blamed Fauci for the U.S. response to COVID and tried to prosecute him in the past. Fauci served as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases for nearly 40 years. Ahead of today's hearing, Rand Paul publicly released more than 1,000 pages of Fauci's personal journal written during the pandemic. A corporal with the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department has died after being hit by a car while helping a stranded driver. This happened Monday night on 95 in Boxford. The crash is under investigation, and the department says Brett Martin was dedicated, thoughtful, and courageous. The man charged in a road rage shooting outside of the Hingham Library is set to face a judge today. Stephen License is being held without bail pending today's dangerousness hearing. Police say last week another driver saw License's wife littering from their car window. They say that driver then followed the couple. Both cars in the end stopped right by the library's children's entrance. And the man and License's wife got out and started arguing. Well, that's when License allegedly fired 2 shots from the passenger side window. No one was hit, but License says he acted in self-defense. He was taken to the hospital for stress-related symptoms. A local healthcare affiliate that's planning to close will lay off dozens more workers. According to our partners at Mass Live, Community Health Link will let go of 100 more employees, bringing the total to 231. The layoffs are expected to take effect in September. The affiliate of UMass Memorial Health has been in operation since 1977. The group says workforce shortages and shrinking demand are the reasons for the closure. A Peabody farm has been overwhelmed by roosters. The farm is right on a busy road where people just abandon the animals. And as WBZ's Aaron Parsegian shows us, that's creating headaches for neighbors and farm workers.
And then just watch your head here.
Every day, Madison Wood navigates her family's farm here in Peabody.
This is Moana.
Taking care of all the cows,
my brother raised her.
Emus,
come on,
goats, alpacas, you name it.
Ballpark, I don't know, including all the birds, maybe 100.
And while she's rescued many of these critters, it's the roosters that just keep on showing up here unannounced. Dumped over the fence.
And it's a shame, and I know I'm not the only farm that deals with this. I know it's quite a common phenomenon for people to dump them, and it just so happens that we are easily accessible.
And Wood says this has happened nearly 30 times since she took over the farm back in 2021. Most recently, last week, creating a burden for her family and, of course, the animals.
I will go get my net and I will catch them and I will quarantine them in the barn for 2 weeks. And just so I can have a closer eye on them, make sure they don't have anything.
She believes the recent rise in backyard flock popularity is leading to people having second thoughts and making their problem someone else's. Practice, Wood says, needs to end.
Just do your proper research when buying any animal.
Because these are living things that need a proper home.
God, I do love them. You can see they're all different.
But they shouldn't be her responsibility to make sure they are friendly, disease-free, and have enough food and space to thrive.
It is a shame to call them a burden, but at that point, when I have so many, it does become kind of a burden.
In Peabody, Aaron Parsegian, WBZ News.
The Red Sox 10-game win streak on the road is over. Taking on the A's in Sacramento late last night, the Sox were scoreless through the first 7 innings, but their bats finally woke up. They scored a run in the 8th. Then in the top of the 9th, Connor Wong hit a homer to bring the Sox within a run, but the rally would end there. Sox lose 4-3. Also, new Red Sox infielder Curtis Mead is heading to the injured list with a fractured wrist. He was hit by a 95-mile-per-hour fastball in his Sox debut Monday night. Mead says x-rays were negative, but an MRI showed the fracture yesterday. He'll meet with a hand specialist in Boston today. WBZ, of course, your home for the Patriots, and the team has the day off from training camp today. The Pats will have their first padded practice tomorrow. Now, if it is moved indoors due to bad weather, the public will not be able to attend. Christian Gonzalez is speaking for the first time since owner Robert Kraft publicly addressed his contract negotiations. On Saturday, Kraft said the team offered to make Gonzalez the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. He would also be the highest paid player in Patriots history. Gonzalez was asked about the offer several times yesterday, but didn't offer any details.
It's just something we don't want to handle to the media. You know, I keep that with the team and my team and go on about that.
Now, even though his contract is still up in the air, Gonzalez has been a full participant at training camp. Maybe a while before you watch Raynham native Brody Bumala play for the Texas Rangers, but you can already play as him online. He's one of 34 prospects being featured in the video game MLB The Show 26. He was drafted by the Rangers this year, but plans to have Tommy John surgery, so he likely won't be able to pitch until late next year. A local chef is now king of American seafood. Quang Tran just won the 22nd annual Great American Seafood Kickoff in New Orleans with his duo of New England lobster, featuring tempura lobster lollipop and lobster ceviche. Tran is the executive chef for Happy You're Here Hospitality Group, which owns Coco Lee at Assembly Row in Somerville, Shawmut Inn in the South End, and the Club Car on Nantucket. Still to come on CBS News Boston, showing some love to the Tartan Army. the donations some local groups are making to organizations in Scotland.
Welcome to Wednesday morning. Unfortunately, we're entering into a pretty wet stretch. Later this morning, into the afternoon, and even lingering into Thursday, we're going to see some tropical torrential downpours. Two things I want you to watch for, not just the overall total rain, but also what we call the instantaneous rainfall rates, basically how hard it's raining at that moment, because really that plays a huge role in our flash flooding concerns. If it rains too much in a short amount of time, that can quickly overwhelm our infrastructure, our drains, our sewers, that sort of thing. We'll be watching closely, but with localized totals 3 to 6 inches, flash flooding becomes a pretty big risk for us. And when we add some elevation, that also is a concern. We're going to hold on to some spotty Thursday showers, a lot less rainfall on Thursday, but definitely not rain-free heading into tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center and the Weather Prediction Center have highlighted central and western Mass into the capital region, northern Connecticut for the area that we're most concerned about when it comes to heavy rainfall. I'm locally concerned about the Worcester Hills. When you get this easterly wind and the air wants to compress as it goes up in elevation, it wrings out that available moisture. And so we see some locally heavier totals setting up along and outside 495 as you get into 190, Route 2, that area in central and northern Worcester County likely picking up a jackpot, a bullseye zone for some heavy totals. By later this morning, we're going to be dealing with some downpours, those torrential rain showers into the afternoon, right on into the evening, before we start to see things lighten up a little bit into the overnights. And we're not done with the rain, as I mentioned, through Thursday. We're going to hold on to some showers through Thursday as this system pinwheels through the area, left with gray skies, with that northeasterly wind, cooler than average temperatures for Thursday. And rainfall, I highlighted Worcester County. You're talking 1 to 4+ inches in a lot of spots. Hopefully we can avoid any sort of big issues, but that is my big concern today is flash flooding. Don't drive into any flooded roadways. Try to clean out your neighborhood storm drain, and obviously make sure that sump pump is working in your basement if you have one. We see these bands setting up, and as they swing through, they're going to start to rain over the same areas over and over again, and flash flooding will start to become a concern. This is a band that's coming on shore right now. It almost has a feel of a hurricane or a tropical system with the available moisture that we're going to be tapping into. And yes, we've already seen some flash flooding through Albany or just to the south of there. Some radar estimates of 8.5 inches life-threatening flash flooding happening near Albany, New York. Right now sitting at 67 with that easterly wind in place. The wind will also start to pick up. The heaviest of the rain will be around today and then lighten up tomorrow, only getting into the middle 60s tomorrow. We're also going to be seeing the wind pick up in a big way. South and east of town, you're talking 40 to 50 miles per hour at times this afternoon and evening. If there is a silver lining, it's that we actually dry up pretty nicely heading into the weekend. 80s for Saturday and Sunday. Paula?
All right, Jacob, thanks. A town in Rhode Island is no longer using controversial automatic license plate readers. Officials in South Kingstown have officially ended their partnership with Flock. The town got pushback from residents just months after using the plate readers. They say the technology still needs regulation before it earns the trust of residents. Opponents say the cameras pose a privacy issue, but police say removing them is a step backward for law enforcement.
This technology, when used as intended, can be used to fight crime, to stop crime, but when it comes to people's reasonable expectation of privacy, I think that outweighs it.
At the end of the day, the people in South Kingstown deserve, the police officers deserve to have the tools to solve the crimes.
Number of Massachusetts communities which rejected the cameras. Massachusetts will soon be the home of the Panera Bread headquarters. They're leaving St. Louis, Missouri and moving into Weston next July. In a staff memo sent out Monday, CEO Paul Carbone says a number of roles will be relocated as part of the company's transformation strategy. Carbone has close ties with Massachusetts and has brought many changes to the brand since he became CEO in 2025. People playing the lottery in Massachusetts are winning big, and because of that, cities and towns will get less local aid. The Lottery Commission says players won almost $4.4 billion last year, and Keno sales set a new record. Those higher payouts come at a cost, with the lottery's net profit about $22 million less than last year. The legislature uses a portion of the profit for aid to local cities and towns. Well, someone's waking up a millionaire this morning thanks to last night's $800 million Mega Millions jackpot. The winning ticket was sold in Florida. Now, if this person opts for the cash option, they'll take home $344.2 million. Ariana Grande is suing 2 alleged hackers after years of stolen music. Plus, a new book looks back at the life and legacy of actor John Barrymore. Gwen Baumgardner has an exclusive interview with the author in today's Eye on Entertainment.
A new book shines a light on the Barrymore Hollywood dynasty. Film biographer Terry Chester Shulman wrote Barrymore, the spectacular, tumultuous life of America's Prince of Players over the course of 5 years.
I think it would be hard to come away from this book without the realization that John Barrymore was the single most influential actor of the 20th century.
Barrymore found fame on the stage, screen, and the radio, taking on the roles of Hamlet and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. His success overshadowed at the end of his life by alcoholism and chronic health issues.
He kind of went downhill, and it really has just sort of covered up his legacy, which is rather unfortunate.
Barrymore, The Spectacular, Tumultuous Life of America's Prince of Players is out now. Pop star Ariana Grande is suing two people who she claims spent years hacking the accounts of photographers and producers she worked with. The singer claims that the hackers stole at least 45 of her unreleased songs and then sold them on the dark web. The lawsuit filed in Los Angeles states that this continued invasion of privacy caused her substantial, significant, and irreparable harm. Matchbox the movie vows to take viewers on a wild ride. The upcoming film is inspired by the classic toy cars while adding in a whole lot of action.
I work alone.
Not anymore. A CIA agent, played by John Cena, takes his childhood friends on his mission to save the world. Buckle up. Matchbox the movie cruises to Apple TV this October. That's Ryan Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, for weeks, the Tartan Army invaded Boston during the World Cup. Now there's a new connection between New England and our friends in Scotland. The love affair extends now to animals. The Scottish SPCA says it's received generous gifts from 3 local communities. The donations came from Littleton, Lexington, and Cumberland, Rhode Island. The money was used to help an orphaned baby red squirrel and a number of injured fawns. Thanks for streaming CBS News Boston. I'm Paula Eben. Be sure to stay with us throughout the day for updates on breaking news and your next weather forecast.
Right now on CBS News Boston, our rain is creeping into the area. Our flash flooding risk really starts to peak heading into the later morning and afternoon. We'll time it all out in my forecast in just a few.
Lawyers in the Lindsay Clancy case continue questioning her ex-husband as her triple murder trial continues today. We are at the courthouse with the latest developments. Thousands of Haitian migrants in Massachusetts have lost their protected immigration status. The response from the Trump administration and the impact on local health care services.
Now, streaming on CBS News Boston. This is WBZ News Mornings.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Wednesday, July 29th. I'm Paula Eben. We begin today in a next weather alert. We have a lot of rain on the way as we take a look at the city. You can see gray skies settling in. Let's get right to Jacob Wyckoff with our next weather forecast. How much are we talking about today, Jacob?
Yeah, so a lot of it depends on where you are, but I think a widespread 1 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts possible into the Worcester Hills, into the Berkshires. It's going to be one of those days that it's not going to be raining torrentially the entire day, but when it does, it's going to feel like the sky has just absolutely opened up on you. And we already have some flash flooding being observed in our general neighborhood. As you go towards the capital region, the fire hose has definitely been plugged in this morning, already getting some reports of 8 inches of rain near Albany. So flash flooding, a concern for them as they go into some more rain. You see our rain chances increasing the later into the morning we go. The wall of water is moving in our directions, already creeping into Sturbridge and Charlton, Southbridge as you go into 395 there. Uxbridge, you're picking up on some showers towards Milford, Hopedale, Holliston, and then even towards the south coast near New Bedford, Narragansett, and Buzzards Bay, dealing with some of those showers. So timing this out, expecting the showers to increase the later into the morning and certainly into the afternoon we go. I think lunchtime is going to be very busy. The middle of the afternoon, a wall of water arriving. Also that easterly wind. You step outside in Boston right now, you almost smell the saltiness in the air. That is a sign of how humid it is, the wind direction coming right off the ocean. Paula asked how much we talking about. Well, 1 to 4 inches of rain possible. When it comes in such a short amount of time, Paula, we start to get some flash flooding risk. We'll break that down in further detail coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Jacob, thanks so much. Storms are leading to a lot of headaches for travelers. Thousands of flights across the country have been canceled or delayed. And so, of course, that's impacting vacation plans during the height of the summer travel season. WBZ's Anna Myler is inside Logan Airport with how things are looking this morning.
We're seeing dozens of flights in or out of Logan Airport, either delayed or canceled today. Yesterday, hundreds of flights were impacted before these storms even arrived. A lot of the travel trouble at Logan had to do with the weather in other places, like the torrential rain in New York, bringing operations at airports there to a standstill. That weather is keeping planes from getting to Boston. More than 600 flights in or out of Boston were delayed or canceled yesterday. Mary Bridges tells us her flight was one of them. Her flight to Milwaukee was canceled after she had already checked in. We spoke with her while she was waiting for her husband to circle back to Logan to pick her up.
I got here early. I had the easiest check-in I've ever had. And then they canceled the flight when I was in the ladies' room.
Another issue, American Airlines is now apologizing to their customers for temporarily putting a ground stop in place Tuesday evening because of a technology issue. They say their systems are back online and their flights are taking off once again. At Logan Airport, Anna Myler, WBZ News.
Anna, thanks. Stay with WBZ and the next weather team as we track these storms. Get the latest forecasts anytime on our CBS News Boston app or online at WBZ.com. A Boston man is under arrest for allegedly calling in a fake bomb threat to the AMC Boston Common Theater. Police say Christopher McFadden was kicked out of the theater for harassing a female employee yesterday. Well, shortly after, someone claiming to be a federal agent called saying there was a bomb in the building. Officers quickly tracked McFadden down and say his cell phone number matched the number that made the threat call. So McFadden is expected to be arraigned today. We're following breaking news in Abington, where police are currently on the scene of a serious car crash on Washington Street. This is video from Sky Eye, and you can see several emergency vehicles there on the scene. It appears the car smashed into a tree in the front yard of a home. Washington Street is closed between Central Street and Lincoln Boulevard. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as we get them. A couple from Natick who were targeted by eBay employees in a bizarre case of harassment is speaking out after reaching a $55 million settlement with the company.
I've had to fight so hard along the way that it's kind of hard to believe that it's now over, but we're very happy about it.
That allows us to hopefully live the rest of our lives in peace.
Ina and David Steiner were sent a number of disturbing items, including a bloody pig mask, live insects, and a book about surviving the death of a spouse. The deliveries came after they published their online newsletter in 2019 that included criticism of eBay. Well, 7 former eBay workers pleaded guilty to criminal charges in connection with this case. The Steiners say they plan to give some of their settlement money to charities protecting free speech.
How do you hold a Fortune 500 company accountable? And, it is, I guess, economically look past the money, look past the roaches and the spiders, and tell me what it says about the times we live in.
eBay released a statement saying what the Steiners were subjected to was wrong, reprehensible, and should never have happened. Thousands of Haitians living in Massachusetts no longer have protected immigration status. Many have lost their authorization to work and could be deported. The status of 45,000 Haitians in the Bay State expired midnight on Tuesday. The Trump administration revoked a program that gave them relief from armed conflict in their home country. Advocates say this will be a problem for health care services in Massachusetts, which employ many Haitian workers. A South Shore nonprofit that serves people with intellectual disabilities had to let 19 workers go.
Some of the people had been with us for 10 years and, been wonderful employees, taking good care of our members, and then they're gone in a heartbeat.
Well, the Trump administration says the protected status for Haitians was always meant to be temporary. An end to the lull in fighting between the U.S. and Iran. Overnight, American and Saudi forces carried out joint strikes on Iran's proxies in Iraq. The U.S. says it also stopped an Iranian missile attack aimed at targeting American troops. Jared Hill of CBS News has the latest.
Days of calm in the Middle East shattered overnight. The Pentagon says U.S. and Saudi forces conducted joint strikes against Iran-backed terrorist sites in Iraq. U.S. Central Command says it intercepted an attempted surprise Iranian missile attack aimed at American troops in the region. President Trump repeated this warning on Fox News Tuesday morning.
If they don't make a deal, then I go back and I finish the job.
Control over the Strait of Hormuz still a key issue. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps says it struck 3 oil tankers in the waterway. President Trump has threatened to use frozen Iranian assets to recoup the costs.
We're going to use Iran's money to pay for the damage they did.
Iran's military says it won't allow any ships to pass through the area that are associated with countries or companies that use those frozen funds. The conflict was at the forefront of President Trump's meeting with the leaders of Ukraine and Israel Tuesday, which the White House says were positive and productive. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described his roughly 90-minute sit-down with the president as one of the best conversations they've had, adding that there was a, quote, understanding of the mutual goal that Iran does not have nuclear weapons. The meeting came hours after President Trump expressed frustration with Netanyahu on Fox News, saying the Israeli prime minister was applying public pressure because he wants the U.S. to stay involved in the war. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Just ahead on CBS News Boston, Apple introduces a new way to spend less up front for its high-tech products.
WBZ's next weather alert is sponsored by Safety Insurance.
Welcome back. We do have a next weather alert in effect for tropical torrential downpours for Wednesday and Thursday. When all is said and done, we're going to be talking about 3 to 6 inches. A flash flooding risk is down. And spotty Thursday showers. Some of these showers are going to linger right on into our Thursday. So looking at, this is a map put out by the Weather Prediction Center. This is an area that they're highlighting for the best chance for some torrential rain causing some flooding issues. I'm looking at very closely the Worcester Hills, the higher elevations of the Worcester Hills and the foothills of the Berkshires. With an easterly wind that sets up, this system is going to kind of pinwheel through. The overall wind direction is going to be out of the east. It's going to act to wring out the atmosphere as the air mass goes along the surface terrain and then goes up. It gets compressed and all that available moisture gets just dumped on the area. So the higher elevations in Worcester County, we're watching there very closely. We're talking some pretty heavy downpours through the later morning, right on into the afternoon, into the evening hours before we start to see things lighten up just a little bit. Some of these showers will linger right on into our Thursday. Rainfall, 1 to 4 inches. There will be some locally higher totals in the higher elevations, but this is exactly what the doctor ordered when it comes to our drought situation. Unfortunately, it's coming at the expense of a flood risk. The concern with any of these embedded downpours, if rainfall rates exceed, let's say, 1 inch or 2 inches per hour, over 15 or 20 minutes, that's a half inch, that's an inch. That's a lot of rain in a short amount of time and quickly can overwhelm our infrastructure. So if you haven't done so already, go outside, clean out the storm drains, make sure the sump pump is working, and of course, never drive into flooded roadways. This is the wall of water moving in our direction, now approaching 495. So Milford, Millis, Medway, you're starting to see some light sprinkles moving into your area. And then there's this line moving through Providence right now. That's going to be the first batch of really kind of heavy rain moving into Providence. There is some heavy rain that has already fallen through the Hudson River Valley, getting some estimates of 7, 8 to 9 inches. Flash flooding already observed in the capital region. So yes, the fire hose is directly plugged in to the ocean. Plenty of available moisture for today. 67 is our current temperature. We're on our way to the mid to upper 60s, so basically where we are. The heaviest of the rain arrives over the next 12 hours, then lightens up quite a bit heading into our Thursday. In fact, our extended forecast does feature some drier weather for the weekend. Mid 80s for your highs, importantly dry for the PMC. Paula?
All right, Jacob, thanks. Your next phone upgrade could be a lease instead of a purchase. Apple is launching a new program that offers 12 and 24-month leasing options for iPhones, starting at $18 a month. iPads, Macs, and Apple Watches will have similar plans. Apple is introducing this program before the September release of what is expected to be their most expensive smartphone yet. The wildly popular Monster Jam is roaring back into Gillette Stadium this week, and Levin is out live there this morning at the home of the Patriots as it transforms into a dirt-filled competition course. Fire up those engines, Lev.
It's been fantastic, Paula. All morning I wanted to be in Gillette as they get ready for Monster Jam. And by the way, we've been talking all morning about the weather coming through, and we have the guy who pretty much has got to make sure this is all set in front. Neil's with us right now. And Neil, as we look out first for the dirt, when the rain comes through, you have to make sure this stays well enough for the drivers. Is there something you have to do to make sure it stays, or they just have to get out there?
A lot of compaction. We use a land roller to compact all the soil, just to make sure it's nice and tight and the water can run off of it as opposed to soaking into it.
What is it like to be part of this? I know you guys travel all around the country, all around the world, and do different things. What is it like to be part of this?
It's pretty wild. It's not for everybody. It's a lot of hours, a lot of travel, limited time at home. But when you see the final result, it's pretty neat to see what you can change from one field to transform it into Monster Jam.
Do you have a fun time looking at when you put the track together and then watching what they all do?
I do. It's pretty impressive what these trucks can do nowadays between stunts and just the raw horsepower of the truck. It's changed so much in the past couple years with what they can do.
We were talking about the dirt, and you said to me this dirt is stored across the street.
Correct.
You don't have to bring the dirt over back in different places.
Not normally, unless for some reason the building would want us to relocate our dirt pile. It's been over there for, more than 10 years. So.
And there are many drivers who maybe part of the truck falls off, the dirt comes out the next year, and they're like, oh my God, there's the chassis part I was looking for a year ago.
Sure, yeah, parts, cell phones, pretty much anything you can imagine that you would possibly lose, you could probably find in this dirt.
So behind me is not a loader, it's a skid steer?
Correct. Yeah, this is a JCB skid steer.
How many different items do you use to make sure that everything gets done?
We'll probably have anywhere from 12 to 15 different pieces of machinery on site for this build between dozers and loaders and excavators. We have 4 or 5 of these, and it's pretty much a very important tool. It's meant for finishing the ramps. The other machines we use are mostly to establish the ramps and get them all organized, and that's the moneymaker right there. That's what makes them pretty right there.
And finally, when you start from start to finish, how long does it take to get all this dirt down, and then how long does it take to pick it up and put it back?
Well, we had probably a good 12, 13 hours or so into this build between 2 days. In this situation, Thursday is our show, first ever Thursday show, by the way. 7 o'clock show will be done around 9:30. Trucking's at probably 10 or 11. We should probably have it out by about 7 or 8 a.m. So I would say about 8-9 hours.
Let me tell you what, Paula, if you have a kid who likes to play in the dirt, this is the place to be. Because right here they have a lot of dirt that they can play in. And by the way, and when they grow up, they can help this because this takes a lot of work to get done. But the fountain product is wonderful when you get out here tomorrow at 7 to see Monster Jam.
This is true. Fun for kids of all ages. That is a really fun time. All right, Levin, thank you so much. Just ahead this morning on CBS News Boston, the Citgo sign's getting closer to its new home. The details we're expecting today as the project moves on to phase 2.
You're watching WBZ News.
The next phase in the Citgo sign relocation project kicks off today. This morning, the team behind the big move is going to share an updated timeline for the completion of the project and the relighting of the iconic sign. It went dark back in May and was taken apart piece by piece to be moved 120 feet across the same Beacon Street rooftop. It will also be raised 30 feet higher to make sure it is visible when taller buildings are constructed nearby. Up next, how your genetic makeup could influence your appetite and the impact that could have on your health.
You're watching WBZ News.
Well, if you have a sweet tooth, it may actually run in your family. According to researchers at Mass General Hospital, some people have genes that cause them to crave or overeat sweet or fatty foods. People with the genetic sweet tooth do have a higher risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes. They often eat about 7 grams more of sugary foods than those without that gene. Still to come in our next half hour, a growing problem for one local farmer, why she thinks more people are abandoning their roosters on her property.
Now, streaming on CBS News Boston, WBZ News Mornings continues with your top stories.
Right now on CBS News Boston, our rain is creeping into the area. Our flash flooding risk really starts to peak heading into the later morning and afternoon. We'll time it all out in my forecast in just a few.
Plus, we'll hear from Christian Gonzalez for the first time since Pats owner Robert Kraft addressed his contract negotiations. And the Red Sox newest recruit is officially on the injured list. What we know about his condition this morning. Welcome back. I'm Paula Eben. We're in a weather alert as we brace for heavy rain and the potential for flooding. Let's check in with Jacob Wyckoff to see which areas will be hit the hardest. Jacob?
Yeah, so Paula, I think that the Worcester Hills will likely be locally probably the hardest hit with some of these heavier downpours. We could see localized amounts over 4 inches. When you talk about that over just a short amount of time, flash flooding starts to become likely. So a flood watch has been posted through Wednesday night. We do have the highest chance of 4 to 6 inches through the Worcester Hills, the higher elevations, and then into the Berkshires, the capital region. There have already been some reports out of Albany of some flash flooding being observed, picking up over 7 inches, 8 inches in some spots. And the text within that flash flood warning actually calls it life-threatening flash flooding occurring in the capital region there near Albany. You see the bands moving closer to us. We're on borrowed time for sure. You see those setting up, and where they set up, there will be those torrential tropical downpours moving into the area. So we're going to hold on to the rain chance through the mid to late morning, right on into the afternoon. The fire hose of moisture plugged right into the ocean, bringing that available water right over land. And it is going to open up on us and bring us quite a bit of rainfall. We're talking 1 to 4 inches of rain. Notice we've highlighted parts of the Worcester Hills as a place that could pick up the most. Don't take this as gospel, but just an approximation of the type of rainfall that we could see through tomorrow morning in the next 24 hours. 67 right now, our dew points very muggy outside. On our way to the upper 60s and low 70s for today. Rain will be heavy at times, especially over the next 6 or so hours. We'll have another check of this part of the forecast in just a few minutes. Paul.
All right, we'll see you then. Jacob, thanks so much. This morning, a race against time to save people trapped following the powerful earthquake in Japan, as the newest numbers confirm that at least 18 people are dead following the massive quake. Jared Hill of CBS has the latest.
Homes flattened in Japan's Kumamoto prefecture following Monday's 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Shoppers raced out of a mall that partially collapsed after the building was rocked by an explosion after the quake. Everyone but employees had evacuated. While some have been rescued, authorities say others are still unaccounted for. Wednesday morning, Japan's prime minister called it a race against time. Eyewitnesses reported smelling gas before the explosion. Authorities say investigations are ongoing. The mall had just reopened last month after rebuilding from a deadly earthquake a decade ago. Monday's quake had roads shaking, sparked fires in buildings, and sent this cat scurrying for safety with just seconds to spare. Even the centuries-old Kumamoto Castle was damaged. It came crashing down all at once, this man said. It really shocked me. About 10% of the world's earthquakes stronger than a magnitude 6 happen in Japan, with its location on the tumultuous Ring of Fire. The country has strict building codes in place to prevent mass casualties. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is set to testify before Congress today as part of an investigation into the origins of COVID. The now retired doctor was subpoenaed by Republican Senator Rand Paul, who has publicly blamed Fauci for the U.S. response to COVID and tried to prosecute him in the past. Fauci served as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases for nearly 40 years. Ahead of today's hearing, Rand Paul publicly released more than 1,000 pages of Fauci's personal journal written during the pandemic. A corporal with the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department has died after being hit by a car while helping a stranded driver. This happened Monday night on 95 in Boxford. The crash is under investigation, and the department says Brett Martin was dedicated, thoughtful, and courageous. The man charged in a road rage shooting outside of the Hingham Library is set to face a judge today. Stephen License is being held without bail pending today's dangerousness hearing. Police say last week another driver saw License's wife littering from their car window. They say that driver then followed the couple. Both cars in the end stopped right by the library's children's entrance. And the man and License's wife got out and started arguing. Well, that's when License allegedly fired 2 shots from the passenger side window. No one was hit, but License says he acted in self-defense. He was taken to the hospital for stress-related symptoms. A local healthcare affiliate that's planning to close will lay off dozens more workers. According to our partners at Mass Live, Community Health Link will let go of 100 more employees, bringing the total to 231. The layoffs are expected to take effect in September. The affiliate of UMass Memorial Health has been in operation since 1977. The group says workforce shortages and shrinking demand are the reasons for the closure. A Peabody farm has been overwhelmed by roosters. The farm is right on a busy road where people just abandon the animal.
This is breaking news from WBZ.
Testimony resumes this morning in the triple murder trial of Lindsay Clancy. The Duxbury mother is accused of killing her 3 children, and things seem to be getting underway at Plymouth Superior Court. Let's listen in.
Which ones do you want? All the exhibits are in that box. The prescription bottles are right here. Do you need those?
Court, all rise. Jurors enter. This court's now in session. Please be seated.
Your Honor, for the purpose of the record, we return back to the trial of Commonwealth versus Lindsay Clancy. All parties are present, including the defendant and the 18 jurors.
All right. Members of the jury, thank you for your patience with us. With that, Commonwealth, we would call your next witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commonwealth calls Angela Kraus.
Good morning. Stop right here. Raise your right hand for the clerk, please.
Good morning. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony and the evidence you shall give to the court and the jury that I am now pending between the Commonwealth and the defendant shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Why don't you step right here, please? And take another seat.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are
I'm
you?
going to ask you to keep your voice up and speak into that microphone, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Commonwealth.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
It's Angela Kraus. It's Angela Krause.
And your date of birth, please.
5/1977.
Where do you work?
CVS Pharmacy.
And at which location?
Kingston.
Okay. And do you know the address of that location?
189 Summer Street.
And how long have you worked there?
4 years at that location.
And what is your role there?
General manager.
How long have you been the general manager?
For CVS.
For CVS, yes.
9 years.
And so the entire time you've worked at that location, those 4 years, you've been the general manager at the Kingston store?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to direct your attention to Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. Were you working that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And which shift were you working?
Closing.
Which is what hours?
Say roughly 3 to 11.
So that would be 3 p.m. to 11 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to direct your attention further to 4:48 p.m. Did you receive a phone call while you were working?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that on the CVS line?
Yes.
And do you know that number?
No.
Okay. And where were you when you received that call?
I was in the office.
Okay. And what were you doing?
Preparing to do cash for the night.
And what does that entail?
Closing out the registers.
Okay. And the call that you received, was that from a male or a female?
Female.
And what, if anything, did she say?
She was inquiring if I carried a product in stock.
And what product was that?
It was like a constipation medicine.
Was it Miralax?
Yes.
And did she specifically ask for something to do with children's Miralax?
Well, I asked for clarification because depending on if she wanted children's or adults, it would be in a different part of the store.
Okay. And when you asked for clarification, was she able to provide clarification?
Yes. She said it was for children's.
Okay. And what was your response?
It's located in 2 different places in the store.
Okay. And did you give her any specific brand names or anything like that?
I just said that we carried Pedialax, and that was 13 and 20.
And approximately how long was this conversation?
A few minutes.
During that conversation, did you have any difficulty understanding the woman?
No, ma'am.
Did she appear to have any difficulty understanding you or the questions that you were asking her?
No, ma'am.
And her voice, did it seem slurred or impaired in any way?
Not at all. It's a very normal interaction.
I was just going to ask, was there anything out of the ordinary about the conversation?
No.
Later that evening, did the police come to the store?
Yes.
And did they request that you pull some surveillance footage for them?
Yes.
And did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. And if I could just have Exhibit 28, the footage, up for a moment. If you could look at the screen here, do you recognize the store? Yes. And is this part of the footage that you provided to police that night?
Yes.
And directing your attention over here to the right, the aisle where the gentleman is standing, all the way to the right of the store. Are you familiar with what was in that aisle in January of 2023?
Yeah, that's our children's aisle.
So that would have things like children's Pedialax?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any interaction with that gentleman while he was in the store?
No, ma'am.
And did the police also ask you to provide a copy of a receipt for that gentleman's transaction?
Yes, ma'am.
And just showing you Exhibit 26. Is this the receipt that you provided to the police?
Yes, ma'am.
And on here, it says Skittles Wildberry. Would that be Skittles?
Yes.
It also says FLT PDLX LQD GLY for the second item. What does that stand for in CVS?
It's Fleet brand, but then it's going to be Pedialax and then a glycerin suppository.
Okay, so the FLT is for Fleet?
Yes.
And the PDLX is for Pedialax?
Yes, ma'am.
I have nothing further for the witness. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Reddington. I have no questions. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Me sit down. Thank you.
Please.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would call Soraya Sweeney. Yeah, sure.
That doesn't make a difference to me.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you stop right here, raise your right hand for the clerk, please?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony and the evidence you shall give to the court and the jury, the matter now pending between the Commonwealth and the defendant, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank
This way,
you.
please.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I'm just going to ask you to keep your voice up and speak into that microphone. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sprague.
Thank you. Good morning. Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Saria, S-A-R-I-A. My last name is Sweeney or Shelgren, depending on what year we're in.
So in 2023 was
It
your
was
last
Sweeney, S-W-E-E-N-E-Y.
And now what is your last name?
Shelgren, S-H-E-L-G-R-E-N.
And what is your date of birth?
9/3/89.
And where do you work?
Currently have two jobs. I work at a doctor's office and I also work at 3V. It's a restaurant in Plymouth.
And how is 3V spelled?
It's spelled out the number 3, T-H-R-E-E with a V at the end.
And how long have you worked at 3V restaurant?
Since 2019.
And where is it located?
In Cordage Park in Plymouth.
And in 2023, in January of 2023, what was your role at 3V Restaurant?
I was a hostess then.
And directing your attention further to Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, were you working that night?
Yes, I was.
And what shift were you working?
I work an evening shift. Usually I would arrive between 4:45 and 5 o'clock.
And when would your shift end?
Typically between 8 and 9 o'clock.
And what was your role as a hostess?
Greet patrons, take takeout orders, give takeout orders, seat people, generally help with the running of the restaurant front end.
And directing your attention to 5:10 p.m., did you receive a call for a takeout order?
Yes.
And was that a male or a female?
It was a female.
And did that person place an order?
Yes.
And do you recall what she ordered?
Yes.
What was that?
It was an order of risotto and a Mediterranean power bowl.
Okay. And the power bowl, is that considered a type of salad at 3V?
Yes.
Did you ask any follow-up questions about the order of the salad?
Yes.
What did you ask?
We ask if it doesn't automatically come with protein. It's something that we always ask, do you want to add a protein?
Does the Mediterranean power bowl automatically come with protein?
No, it does not.
So did you ask the woman if she wanted protein?
Yes.
And what was her response?
No, thank you.
And did she also give you the name and phone number of the person who would be picking up the order?
Yes.
And is that something that you enter into the system as you're entering the order?
Yes.
Do you have any trouble understanding the woman?
No.
Did she appear to have any trouble understanding you or the questions you were asking her?
No.
Did her voice sound slurred or impaired in any way?
No.
Was there anything out of the ordinary about this interaction?
No.
Directing your attention to 5:54 p.m., was the order picked up?
Yes.
And was it picked up by a male or a female?
A male.
If we could pull up Exhibit 30 footage. And are you depicted in the video here?
Yes.
And where are you?
I'm standing behind the host stand.
And so for the record, the hostess stand or the host stand is in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, it's that black stand that has a wooden frame around the top.
So am I pointing to the right area?
Yes.
In the upper left corner?
Yes.
You could play that for a moment. And if you could pause it, please. So we're at 5:54:19 p.m. You see the individual who picked up the order.
Yes.
And which individual is that?
The man in the dark jacket that entered last.
And is he the person behind the couple at the host stand?
Yes.
And showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 31. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And what do you recognize it to be?
That is one of our printouts that comes with orders. We attach those to the bags for takeout and have a copy for ourselves as well.
And displaying it. Okay. Here. Here in the line where it says Patrick and then a phone number, is that where you would enter in what the person calling gives you for the information of the person picking up the order?
Yes.
Was there anything out of the ordinary about your interaction with that gentleman?
No.
I have no further questions.
Attorney Reddington.
No questions, thank you, ma'am.
Hi. Thank you, ma'am. Let me step down. Thank you.
Watch your step, please.
All right, hey, Counsel, could I see you at this time? Thanks, scheduling. All right. Well, members of the jury, remember I said today was going to be full of a couple of starts and stops. This is going to be one of those stops. All right. So I'm going to excuse you till 2 o'clock. All right. And then we're going to come back and we're going to resume, I believe, with the Commonwealth's case. So we're going to be in recess on this matter till 2 o'clock. All right.
Court, all rise. Good. Close the notebooks, place them on your chairs, please. Call them out.
It's just it's cold.
Jurors have exited the courtroom. This court's in session. Please be seated.
All right. We're going to be in recess on this matter till 2 o'clock. I want to remind everyone of the media order regarding not videotaping or broadcasting from the courtroom or inside the courthouse. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate that. All right. So with that, we'll be in recess till 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Court, all rise.
Live on WBZ TV and streaming on CBS News Boston. WBZ News starts now with breaking news.
We're tracking a major news day. 5 people are seriously injured after a stolen car crashes into a tree in Abington. We're live at the scene with the latest details. And Lindsay Clancy's high-profile trial continues with a second day of witness testimony as her ex-husband Patrick returns to the stand and jurors hear his emotional 911 call. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Evan. We're going to get to those top stories in just a moment. First, the WBZ weather team's issued a next weather alert as we track this heavy rain and the risk for flooding. WBZ meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff is timing out the impacts for all this afternoon, right, Jacob?
Yeah, Paula, it is right on track for what we were expecting for today. We are tracking some of those showers kind of pivoting through the area. The heaviest of the rain at the moment is actually out in the Berkshires, but we do have some bands of heavy rain entering into Worcester County, another one entering into Rhode Island. All of these are swinging around an axis, and as they do, they're going to deliver us some of those heavy showers. We did pick up a good downpour roll through Boston about an hour and a half ago or so. This is that band. It's now into southern New Hampshire and the Merrimack Valley. And then south of there, we actually have a little bit of dry period there. We call this subsidence. When you get this really big lifting, on the other side, you have sinking motion. That's why we have a little bit less rain just to the south. But then our next band is swinging through Worcester into the northeast corner of Connecticut. There's Providence. All of those bands will be swinging through in the coming hours. So that's why we have that flood watch in effect for Worcester. At the moment, Eastern Mass does not have that flood watch, but we're still expecting quite a bit of rain with this. Futurecast showing some of the downpours that we're going to be dealing with through this evening into the nighttime hours and even into our Thursday. All is said and done, you're talking about a widespread 2 to 4 inches of rain. That's where we start to see problems getting caused on the roadways, some poor drainage, flooding, that sort of thing. We'll have another check of this forecast. Show you the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes. Paula?
All right, we'll see you then. Jacob, thanks. The storms are leading to real headaches for travelers. Thousands of flights across the country have been canceled or delayed. As of 11 this morning at Logan Airport, more than 140 flights are delayed today and more than 40 flights are canceled. With more rain and the potential for flash flooding expected across Massachusetts, travelers are urged to check with their airlines before heading to the airport. Stay with WBZ and the next weather team as we track these storms. You can get the latest forecasts anytime on our CBS News Boston app or online at WBZ.com. Back to that breaking news in Abington. A police chase involving a stolen vehicle ends in a violent crash, leaving all 5 people inside with serious injuries. Let's get right to WBZ's Aaron Parsegian live at the scene with what you've learned so far.